I will now hear. What say you of this gentlewoman?
Madam, the care I have had to even your content, I wish might be found in the calendar of my past endeavors. For then we wound our modesty and make foul the clearness of our deservings, which of ourselves we publish them.
What does this knave here? Get you gone, sirrah. The complaints I have heard of you, I do not all believe. 'Tis my slowness I do not, for I know you lack not folly to commit them, and have ability enough to make such knaveries yours.
'Tis not unknown to you, madam. I am a poor fellow.
Well, sir?
No, madam. 'Tis not so well that I am poor, though many of the rich are damned. But if I may have your ladyship's goodwill to go to the world, Isabel the woman and I will do as we may.
Wilt thou needs be a beggar?
I do beg your goodwill in this case.
In what case?
In Isabel's case, and mine own. Service is no heritage, and I think I shall never have the blessing of God till I have issue on my body. For they say, barns are blessings.
Tell me the reason why thou wilt marry.
My poor body, madam, requires it. I am driven on by the flesh, and he must needs go that the devil drives.
Is this all your worship's reason?
Faith, madam, for I have other holy reasons such as they are.
May the world know them.
I have been a wicked creature, madam, as you and all flesh and blood are, and indeed, I do marry that I may repent.
Thy marriage sooner than thy wickedness.
I am out of friends, madam, and I hope to have friends for my wife's sake.
Such friends are thine enemies, knave.
You're shallow in great friends, madam, for the knaves come to do that for me which I am aweary of. He that ears my land spares my team, and gives me leave to in the crop. If I be his cuckold, he's my drudge. He that comforts my wife is the cherisher of my flesh and blood. He that cherishes my flesh and blood loves my flesh and blood. He that loves my flesh and blood is my friend. Ergo, he that kisses my wife is my friend. If men could be contented to be what they are, there were no fear in marriage. For young Charbon the Puritan and old Poysum the Papist, howsome'er severed their hearts are in religion, their heads are both one. They may jowl horns together like any deer in the herd.
Wilt thou ever be a foul-mouthed and calumnious knave?
A prophet I, madam, and I speak the truth the next way. For I the ballad shall repeat, which men full true shall find. Your marriage comes by destiny, your cuckoo sings by kind.
Get you gone, sirrah. I'll talk with you more anon.
May it please you, madam, that he bid Helen come to you. Of her I am to speak.
Sirrah, tell my gentlewoman I will speak with her. Helen, I mean.
Was this fair face the cause, quoth she, the Grecians sacked Troy? Fond done, done fond, was this King Priam's joy. With that she sighed as she stood, with that she sighed as she stood, and gave this sentence then. Among 9 bad if one be good, among 9 bad if one be good. There's yet one good in 10.
What? 1 good in 10? You corrupt the song, sirrah.
1 good woman in 10, madam, which is a purifying of the song. Would God would serve the world so all the year, we'd find no fault with the tithe woman if I were the parson. 1 in 10, quotha. And we might have a good woman born before every blazing star, or at an earthquake. 'Twould mend the lottery well. A man may draw out his heart ere a pluck one.
You'll be gone, sir knave, and do as I command you.
Oh, that man should be at woman's command, and yet no hurt be done. Though honesty be no Puritan, yet it will do no hurt. It will wear the surplice of humility over the black gown of a big heart. I'm going, forsooth. The business is for Helen to come hither.
Well now,
I know, madam, that you love your gentlewoman entirely.
faith I do. Her father bequeathed her to me, and she herself, without other advantage, may lawfully make title to as much love as she finds. There is more owing her than is paid, and more shall be paid her than she'll demand.
Madam, I was very late, more near her than I think she wished me. Alone she was, and did communicate to herself her own words to her own ears, she thought. I dare vow for her they touched not any stranger sense. Her matter was, she loved your son. Fortune, she said, was no goddess that had put such difference betwixt their two estates. Love no god that would not extend his might only where qualities were level. Diane, no queen of virgins that would suffer her poor knight surprise without rescue in the first assault, or ransom afterward. This she delivered in the most bitter touch of sorrow that e'er I heard virgin exclaim in, which I held my duty speedily to acquaint you withal. So thence, in the loss that may happen, it concerns you something to know it.
You have discharged this honestly. Keep it to yourself. Many likelihoods have informed me of this before, which hung so tottering in the balance, I could neither believe nor misdoubt. Pray you leave me. Stall this in your bosom. I thank you for your honest care. I'll speak with you further anon. Even so it was with me when I was young. If ever we are nature's, these are ours. This thorn doth to our rose of youth rightly belong. Our blood to us, this to our blood is born. It is the show and seal of nature's truth, where love's strong passion is impressed in youth. By our remembrances of days foregone. Such were our faults, but then we thought them none. Her eye is sick on it. I observe her now.
What is your pleasure, madam?
You know, Helen, I am a mother to you.
Mine honorable mistress.
Nay, a mother? Why not a mother? When I said mother, methought you saw a serpent. What's in mother that you start at it? I say I am your mother, and I put you in the catalogue of those that were enwombed mine. 'Tis often seen adoption strives with nature, and choice breeds a native slip to us from foreign seeds. You ne'er oppressed me with a mother's groan, yet I expressed to you a mother's care. God's mercy, maiden, does it curd thy blood to say I am thy mother? What's the matter? That this distempered messenger of wet, the many-colored iris rounds thine eye? Why? That you are my daughter?
That I am not.
I say I am your mother.
Pardon, madam. The Count Resilient cannot be my brother. I am from humble, he from honored name. No note upon my parents, his all noble. My master, my dear lord he is, and I will his servant live, and will his vassal die. He must not be my brother.
Nor I your mother.
You are my mother, madam. Would you were. So that my lord your son were not my brother, indeed my mother. Or were you both our mothers? I care no more for than I do for heaven, so I were not his sister. Can't no other but I your daughter, he must be my brother?
Yes, Helen. You might be my daughter-in-law. God shield, you mean it not. Daughter and mother, so strive upon your pulse. What? Pale again? My fear hath catched your fondness. Now I see the mystery of your loneliness and find your salt tears head. Now, to all sense 'tis gross. You love my son. Invention is ashamed against the proclamation of thy passions to say thou dost not. Therefore, tell me true. But tell me then, 'tis so. For look, thy cheeks confess it, the one to the other, and thine eyes see it so grossly shown in thy behaviors that in their kind they speak it. Only sin and hellish obstinacy tie thy tongue, that truth should be suspected. Speak! Is it so? If it be so, you have wound a goodly clue. If it be not, forswear it. However, I charge thee, as heaven shall work in me for thine avail, to tell me truly.
Good madam, pardon me.
Do you love my son?
Your pardon, noble mistress.
Love you, my son?
Do not you love him? Madam.
Go not about. My love hath in it a bond whereof the world takes note. Come, come. Disclose the state of your affection, for your passions have to the full appeached.
Then I confess. Here on my knee, before high heaven and you, that before you and next unto high heaven, I love your son. My friends were poor, but honest. So's my love. Be not offended, for it hurts not him that he is loved of me. I follow him not by any token of presumptuous suit, nor would I have him till I do deserve him. Yet never know how that desert should be. I know I love in vain, strive against hope. Yet in this captious and untenable sieve, I still pour in the waters of my love, and lack not to lose still. Thus, Indian-like, religious in mine error, I adore the sun, who looks upon his worshipper, but knows of him no more. My dearest madam, let not your hate encounter with my love, for loving where you do. But if yourself, whose aged honor cites a virtuous youth, did ever, in so true a flame of liking, wish chastely and love dearly, that your Diane was both herself and love, oh, then give pity to her, whose state is such that cannot choose, but lend and give, where she is sure to lose. Seeks not to find that her search implies, but widow-like lives sweetly where she dies.
Had you not lately an intent, speak truly, to go to Paris?
Madam, I had.
Wherefore, tell true.
I will tell truth. By grace itself, I swear. You know, my father left me some prescriptions of rare and proved effects, such that his reading and manifest experience had collected for general sovereignty, and that he willed me, in heedfulest reservation, to bestow them, as notes whose faculties inclusive were more than they were in note. Amongst the rest, there's a remedy, approved, set down, to cure the desperate languishings whereof the king is rendered lost.
This was your motive for Paris, was it? Speak!
My lord, your son made me to think of this. Else Paris and the medicine and the king had from the conversation of my thoughts haply been absent then.
But think you, Helen, should you tender your supposed aid, he would receive it. He and his physicians are of a mind. He, that they cannot help him. They, that they cannot help. How should they credit a poor unlearned virgin when their schools, embowed of their doctrine, have left off the danger to itself?
There's something to it more than my father's skill, which was the greatest of his profession. That his good receipt shall for my legacy be sanctified by the luckiest stars in heaven. And if your honor would but give me leave to try success, I'd venture the well-lost life of mine on his grace's cure, by such a day and hour.
Dost thou believe it?
Aye, madam, knowingly.
Why, Helen, thou shalt have my leave and love, means and attendance, and my loving greetings to those of mine in court. I'll stay at home and pray God's blessing into thy attempt. Be gone tomorrow, but be sure of this: what I can help thee to, thou shalt not miss. Heather Berman.
Ward Nixon.
Stuart Green.
Laura Wittenberger.
Stuart Green. Oh, take my hat off and yeah. That makes total sense. All right. The easiest hard. Okay.
What do you want me to say? Okay. I'll try. This is a really hard line. Laura Wittenberger. Laura Wittenberger. Laura Wittenberger. Is that enough? Runner Wittenberger.